You know what it is.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Hold on. Let me open Visual Studios as well. Yep. Give it a second, and we will be all good to go. Yep. So, well, let me also. It's on. Okay. So if I remember the problem correctly, you have to pretty much read every line and count how many elements are there. And the way I was doing it was that open the line will contain all the elements. Then I will put it inside result. Uh, Hold on. Yep. So the way you put it inside the is result dot append, and what will you append there? So I'm breaking it at new line, so it will break here, 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 and here. So it will contain white spaces as well as this. So before I put it inside the count, I need to remove the white spaces from the line. So how should I do this? Is there a remove all? let me see, is there remove all in, what is my line again? In a list. On a list. Yep, I have to open. Okay. So here's the thing, right? We'll call remove and give it the line. Oh, line, then run a for loop for line wait, what's the issue here? Maybe it has to be while. Yep. So it works with while from start to end. While it is not empty, what should you do? While it is not empty, and if line at 0 is equal to a white space, then line dot pop 0. Okay, so let's Let's check it, right? Yep, it's filling up the environment right now. Give it a sec. Okay, so that compiled. Let's run this. Oh, I didn't compile. Uh, oh, line is a string. So you cannot do pop. You have to do remove. String doesn't have attribute remove. So how do you remove from a string? There is a replace. Oh, you have to call it this way. Oh, so I can just. So what I was mistaken was that I thought this was. I don't have to do that. I can just call line dot remove with nothing and remove all occurrence of it. And I no longer need this. Wait, this line doesn't have remove. String doesn't have copy. Yeah, but it's still saying that there is no such attribute. Is str different from string? I'm not using Rust. So I can still do it the brute force way because it keeps saying to me that there is no, you know, there is no remove in string. Okay, so let's do it this way then. Okay. So line has that, right? The string. If find this, let's make another for loop then. For x, let's call it j in this case, I guess. Yeah, that's what we have to do in like other language. I don't know if like Python has that or not, but let's just do it double first. If j in um, len um, line if j is in range of that, then come in here, remove all white spaces. How do you do that? If wait, can I write a cadence here? If j, if line at j is equal to that, you know what? Let's don't worry about the comprehensive part yet. If line at j is equal to empty space, then line at j is equal to nothing. What's the problem? I don't get it. Maybe the way I am getting those values. Um, what string? Well, str. Str returns the string version of the object. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you Means I have to do str then. Before you do this, whatever x, you know what, actually let it be here. Change this to string used, then string use will be equal to str string val. Then I believe I can do that. Let's see. Line equals to line dot remove spaces with this. Oh, it's still str. So why didn't it change it? Okay, so you're telling me that it was not needed at all. Hmm. But then why is there no? Hmm. I should say removed there. Or you know what? Let's do another quick check. Let's remove this line. Let's see what actually what we actually get in the line. Wait, I did place a breakpoint there. Maybe I have to place it here. Yep, it contains everything. Go next. What is line? Oh, line is just an empty character. But I thought this will be this entire thing. You know, this. Okay. So the first line is 0 actually. The array starts from 4. Let's do it then. Let's go to 4. 2, 3, and boom, 4. Yep. Hmm. But that's the thing. It says I cannot do anything online. Give me all the dot functions. There is none. Okay. It is str. Then why I cannot use str functions? You know what? When everything fails, ChatGPT always works. Hold on. That's the new line. Removes the spaces by using. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Wait, I don't need range then? I can just use for line from line wise. Hmm. Interesting. But then why this is not an error then? Wait, what? So why was what I was doing different from what he's doing? Hmm. Interesting. How was my line different from what this line was? I was also doing the same thing. But I was getting the value like that. The only thing different is how he gets the value. It's just an empty space. Okay. So now we are at that line, right? Gah! Hmm. And also put length of encoded line and whatever is that encoded line at 0. Why is this an error? That's how you do it. Okay. It's not append result, but encoded line 0 equals to length of the encoded line. If I know. Hmm. Oh, wait, so the. Yeah, that's my bad actually. Dictionary starts with these types of bracket. Yep. So in reality, I don't even need to do this. If you think about it, I just need to do. Let's see if it works or not. result dot append line at 0 and length of encoded line. Okay, now okay. So this only works if you already have a list. What if I remove this if statement? Yep, the result can be empty. Does compile, but I don't know what's in that. $19. Oh, it keeps. So that's why you don't make it. I see. So that is why you're not, because they can only be one key, but I need the value for. So it will be a list, and inside this, I have to create a tuple. So call it n list, and in it put one. Yep. Encoded line at 0, comma, encoded line length of encoded line, and then put it inside result dot append in list. Okay, so enlist is built. In that fashion. Okay, so instead of let's print encoded string at the end then. But we have to write print. Oh, because I didn't return it. Damn it. Result. Wait. Yep. There you go. But you know what? Copy this. Try to encode it. Tell me the result. Wait, only 812, but there is no B there. So you see the issue. In one line, wrote this for this one, especially that the value doesn't change. What if inside that one line the value does change? So what if the value changes? Inside the line the value changes. If the value changes inside one line, then what should I do? It cannot be the first index anymore. It has to be, there has to be a way to figure it out. Okay. Feel like I can figure it out. So hold on. Mm. So I am doing something wrong. Not sure. No, sorry. I know what I need to figure out. What if there's a difference in that one line? So I need to check that one line also. But what should that one line return if the value does change in that one line? What if it returns a list of all the so if it is not empty, then run that many times. Because do I need either? No, because I can write the for each loop for that. If I have to change something, then you don't need the for each loop. So okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I will return a list, but then how will you count it? This is only for one line. Okay, so that needs to change. This whole process of putting it inside, creating the tuple is wrong. How do you change that then? From 0 to 3 or 0 to 4, and then you change from. I can create a sliding window, but that's not what's required here. So let me walk through my thinking process right now. What I'm trying to think. So it does work for if the entire input on a single line is the same. So if it is not the same, so let's say A, A, B, and B is in one line. Or let's put A after as well. So I need to create this tuple of A3, B2, and sorry, A2. How do I do that? Is run through the array, pick the index where it changes, right? Once you get that, right? So this like okay, I can create a function that will return what? In this case, 2 and 4, right? I can do that. But then you come inside this, and I can also write, I guess, a for loop for x in change, right? I can say for x in whatever 2 and 4 is, right? Come inside this for loop, create a line or sub string from line 0 to 2. Okay, so it will be easier for me to not return this, but return 3 and 5, the next value, because if the value changes, or I can look ahead. No, 2 and 3 is also fine. 2 and 2 and 4. Then I can say 2 and this. Actually, I don't even need to create a substring. Come inside this, create the tuple the same way I'm creating right now, with the values in such a way like line x and length of line 0 to 2. Put this tuple in result. Rerun the loop, comes here 4, and instead of 0, but then this has to be from 2 to 4. So let's do it this way, right? Change this for loop for I in range of what? 2 and 4. I starts from 0. Then I with the connection break. So I, but this algorithm will not work because how will you break the substring into 2? Okay, I didn't want to do this, but I have no other choice. Left equal to 0, right equals to 0. Then while let's make right 1 here. While left is less than or equal to right, keep running. Come in here. If line at left is mm, not is not equal to line at right. If line at left is not equal to the line at right, then so the moment the right becomes B, right, do the tuple part, do tuple store in result, and in both cases, and left becomes right, and then right plus equals 1. The loops continue. The loop continue. If I'm not wrong, this should work. Let's see. Remove this if statement. Come here. Create left equals to 0. Right equals to 1. While left is less than equal to right. And if line at left is not line at right, then encode result left with length of encode result left to right, then append it. Once you append it in there, left is equals to right, 1. And only do all of this But this condition can fail as well, right? That will go inside the infinite loop. So, and right is less than encoded line. Right is less than length of encoded line. I think there will be an edge case that I have to tackle, but let's just run it for now. Oh, stop this. Yeah, it still didn't work correctly. As you can see, it didn't count the last one. That is 2 now. 9, 12. Okay, in 5 it changes. 6 now. 7 now. 8. 4. 9, okay. Stops. Should be less than and or I can say okay, so if it comes to an end, right? And if left is not equal to right. I mean, I can, okay. If left is not equal to right, then if left is not equal to right, then do this one more time. So let's place a breakpoint here and continue to there. Comes in here. A3, puts A3 in the list. Okay, this works. But now I want to check for all A's. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this algorithm works for all of them. No, it doesn't. Oh, because left is not equal to right. So if both of them starts from 0, okay, it does work for art. Will it work for AAA, BB? Yep. Boom. The encoding works. Let's do the decoding then. You know what, actually? The spaces should also not be removed. This will not change, because if I have spaces, then I can create this exact diagram. If I don't have spaces counted as well, I won't be able to create the same diagram. Yep, 80 spaces, 80 spaces, 31 spaces, then 19 spaces. But I still don't know which line it is. I don't know. So like, okay, I counted the spaces, right? But on which line? I need to distinguish. Okay, so here's the thing. If you reach the end, that means you have hit the end of the first line, right? If you reach the end, that means you have ended the one line sequence. So, if you think about it, how will you handle that then? How will you know that this is one line and this is the second line that we are talking about here? Because everything will be encoded the same way, but when you reach the end of the for loop, then I can do something about it. Add a new line character. Because yeah, like the when I work, what I'm thinking is creating the list that okay, all of this. So what if I double quote it? Right? Let's say um, append reserved, and if I return this, which wait, did I? Oh, it's outside. Oh, it is inside the for loop. You know what? Oh, did I not run it? Call the debug cell. Continue till the end, right? I see the issue here. Result keeps track of whatever is kept previously. So after I append, what if I do result dot remove right? Result is cleared. It starts again. Do small one. Oh, when I do it, it clears that result. Copy. Create a hard copy of this. Then run it. Oh, I know. Create a hard copy of it. You guys cannot see anything for a very long time. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I know what the issue is here. Let's change. Let's call it result copy equals to this. Then call result copy back on top. Come here. Oh, do I have to do this as well? Is this what's breaking my code? Are you serious right now? Oh, there's an empty space here. Remove the. Then tell me. Yep. So if I do art here, then run it. Yep. Now I'm getting the right thing. I know how many spaces to remove from a single line and how to decode it. Yeah. Nothing. So if you get the encoded list, right? 31 of that. So create a list, right? Then in that list, you know what, guys? You guys here to learn some music, and I'll be right back. I just need myself, I don't need no help. I was shopping hard with the food off the shelf. Cocaine, why you see yourselves? One false move and ring in the bell. Hard on Gucci down to feet. White toys painted, yeah, she free. She a real bad girl that belongs to the street. She was singing my song by the end of the week. Look 2 times and I block someone up. Should've seen how we got dropped. I don't play my business, I don't do no hopscotch. Got dropped, never not been rich and I got stopped. Not thinking twice when I'm making these decisions. When I put a knife in your chest and it feels like it's a vision. I've been taking all these trips to my babe like a mission. She really can't fathom the life that I never knew I'm living. I can do the Rolls Royce that I made back. You can make that choice so you stay back. When they hear my voice I just make brags. Let the night make noise, watch them get whacked. Watch ourselves on the news, on the TV. Too many see my star wanna be me. Drip too cold but she drips when she sees me. Guarantees she's falling in love by the 3rd week.
I just need myself, I don't need no help. I'll shop a heart with the food off the shelf. Cocaine, why you see ourselves? False move and ring in the bell. Hard on Gucci down to feet, white toast paint.
Okay, so let's continue. So once you get these, okay, how will you open this? It's 3-layer deep. Okay, so encoded message, go to that, get the, what it will be, 3 loops deep in this case, right? It has to be. How will you open so many? And so let's create the result equals to a list, I equals to 0. Now let's go in the for. Let's line in encoded list. Now for inside that line, I will have tuples that I need to access. For tuple in line will be the first value of that. So that in that tuple, now you have to, now I know that inside the tuple there is only 2 cases. The first, which is a character, and the second is how many times it repeats. So can append take 3 arguments? You know what? Let's try it out. Result dot append tuple at 1, comma, tuple at 2. Oh, 0 and 1, sorry. 1 and 2. Okay. How to, okay, is there a function that appends one character given number of time in Python? Oh, I can just multiply it. I didn't know that. So instead of actually doing all of this, result at 0, or let's say I will be equals to tuple at 0 into tuple at 1, right? Store it at index I. And keep doing it. Then once you come out of that loop, that means the line has ended. Then I equals to plus equals 1. Bada bing, bada boom. Wait, what? Can I do result dot append this? Apparently I can. Let's place it here, come down, debug it. And actually, art is too big. Instead of giving it this, let's give it what? AAA, BBB, space new line, CCC, and DDD. Run this. You can stop running. Run this. debugs shell come here. This is not how you will create the emoji back. The output needs to be multi-threaded. How would you multi-thread the output, you ask? Let me think about that. How would you multi-thread that? How about, okay, I know what to do. Man, string. But I thought, okay, don't says you can.
Good.
Oh, so if I just use a plus here, this will work. Creative smiley. Oh, Okay. Yep. It is created in the end. But what you gotta remember is how you open the string, I guess. Well, let's look at the solution that is given to us.
Hopefully that challenge put a smile on your face and on your screens. The encode string function looks like a lot of code, unless maybe you did it in a more efficient way or at least a shorter way than I did. But I kept track of a lot of different variables. It wasn't really tricky, just a little tedious. This is where having really well-named variables comes in handy, just to make it clear what's going on. So here we have the string val that gets passed in, and this is the thing that we want to loop through, so for car in string val. Along the way, we're going to keep track of three things. The first is encoded list. This is what ultimately gets returned from the function, and this is what we add to inside the loop. Then we have the previous character. This is so that we know when the string has changed. If the current character doesn't match the previous character, we know that we need to stop and add something to the encoded list. Finally, we have the count. So this starts at 0 and keeps track of how many characters we've gone through without seeing any change. So as we loop through, if the previous character is not equal to the current character, we've seen a change. The character is different than the last one. Also, notice that up here, the previous character starts out as the first character of the string, so we're never going to detect a change when we're still on the first character. So when we detect a change, we add that previous character and the count to our list. We set the count back to 0, and then we keep looping through. Now, outside of our loop, when we've reached the end of our string, we need to make sure to record the last few characters, so we append a new tuple to the end there as well. And then we return encoded list. So now we have an encode string function that can take in a string and return our list of tuples. All right, and fortunately the decode string function is way more straightforward. All we have to do is go through each item in the list and then multiply the count by that character in there. And remember, when you multiply a string by a number, you get that string repeated that number of times. So I've written a couple of test cases here. Encode string, that's just the string from the top, just to double check that everything looked good, and that does look good. So now I'm going to take our art, encode it, and then print the decoded version. And there you go. We have successfully encoded and decoded the smiley face.
Which is not a method of handling missing keys. Get. Default value. Which is what is not a method of handling missing keys. Okay. Which statement is for the order of elements in a set is important. The order of element in tuple is important. Tuples are more memory efficient. Sets must contain unique values. That's true. 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 Okay. You're given a data structure. Then you are asked to produce this structure, which Python will you use? List of that. So item 0 to from items in values. I'm inclining towards this, but let's see. Value, key, comma, value for key. Or this one. Item at 0 will always be encoded. From 1 to 3, from 1 to the end of list. Okay. How would you write a nested list comprehension to apply the function, some function, to all the comments in the list block in a list of block object? For block in blocks, write a nested list comprehension to apply the function some block to all the comments in a list of block objects. List of block comments. Block for block. List of comments in a block. List of the comments in block. Block and the commenter and comment we have to apply. For comment in block dot comments. List of comments. Okay, I'll come back to this. Which option lists the number of numbers 0 to 100 backwards?
Python has a really neat feature that
Wait, which one did he? List comprehension, right?
Python has a really neat feature that's somewhat unique in programming languages, and that is it's divisible by 10. List comprehensions are really great for working with strings as well. I want to show you a new string function called split. Split splits a string based on a character or another string that you give it. For instance, my string is equal to my name is Ryan Mitchell. I live in Boston. Okay, my string dot split. And this splits it into two sentences based on where the period is. If nothing is passed in, the split function will split on spaces. My string dot split, and there we go, that splits it into words. We might want to get rid of that period though, and maybe just sort of normalize all the text a little bit. So for this, let's make a new function called clean word. And this is going to return word dot replace period with an empty string and dot lower. So here, the replace function replaces any instances of the first string, in this case a period, with the second string, which is empty. Effectively, this removes all the periods. And then the next function makes the string lowercase. Calling one function after the other in a single line like this is called chaining functions. It can be handy sometimes to keep your code clean, but be careful not to go too crazy with it, or it can lead to long and unreadable lines of code. So let's use this now in a list comprehension. Clean word, word, for word in mystring.split. So now we have this nice clean list of all the words in the text. Let's say that we want to clean and filter at the same time. For instance, only word. It can be handy sometimes to keep your code clean, but be careful not to go too crazy with it, or it can lead to long and unreadable lines of code. So let's use this now in a list comprehension. Clean word, word, for word in mystring.split. So now we have this nice clean list of all the words in the text. Let's say that we want to clean and filter at the same time. For instance, only getting the small words in the text. We could do something like this. If length of my string if the length of clean word is less than, let's say, 3. So that gets all the 1 and 2 letter words in the text. So you can see how powerful list comprehensions are. I use them all the time for cleaning text and processing large amounts of data. And as one final example, before I officially dub you the list comprehension expert, the nested list comprehension. So let's just give a quick example of that. clean word for word in sentence dot split for sentence in my string dot split on the period. So don't get too overwhelmed by this. All this is doing is splitting this original text into sentences and then performing sort of an inner list comprehension on each sentence. So now we have a list of lists, sort of like a two-dimensional structure that groups these cleaned words by the sentence that they appeared in. And word in sentence dot split for sentence in my string dot split on the period. So don't get too overwhelmed by this. All this is doing is splitting this original text into sentences and then performing sort of an inner list comprehension on each sentence. So now we have a list of lists, sort of like a two-dimensional structure that groups these cleaned words.
So okay, sentence will be my name is Ryan Mitchell. Then you go in that, call clean word, and you split sentences based on spaces. So every sentence you get that, and then you apply that. Okay. So let me take a quick note of that. Yep. Pre and shins. The idea is that to do the loop. To do inside loop the loop after. Let's retake the quiz. Okay. So if you have to write a nested list comprehension to apply some function to all comments of a list of blog objects. So for blog In blogs, apply some function on comments from blog.comments. Control.
If you want to learn about conditional statements in Python, you're in the right place. Else? Well, you should learn about conditional statements in Python. They're critical to writing most programs. And although we covered if and else previously, now we're going to show you a new statement you can add on to these if and else blocks, as well as a new syntax for using the if statement. If you've done any other programming languages, you've probably encountered the switch statement. You evaluate a series of values and run the code instructions that correspond to the first true value you find. And if you've never heard of a switch statement and don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. Obviously, other programming languages are inferior to Python anyway. Let's go to the code. Here's a classic problem in programming. Iterate through the numbers 1 through 100. If the number is divisible by 3, print fizz. If the number is divisible by 5, print buzz. If the number is divisible by 15, print fizzbuzz. Otherwise, just print the number. So the sequence looks like this. 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, etc. So let's write this in Python. For n in range 1, 101, if n modulus 15 equals 0, print fizzbuzz, else if n modulus 3 equals 0, print fizz, else if n modulus 5 equals 0, print buzz, else just print n. Well, this works,
Okay.
but it's a little difficult to read.
You know what, guys? I will be back later. Done for now. I'm gonna go take some rest and